Today is the day that the Lord has made. We shall rejoice and be glad in it. Now, today is August the 12th, 2025. And today is the exact day that the Central Bank of Barbados rolls out their national digital payment system. Now, what's interesting about this national digital payment system, or what they're not telling you, is that this system, much like First Pay and Cash App and much other digital payment systems, is attached to your traded digital ID. And if you do not accept this ID, eventually you will be cut off from the system and the digital revolution in what is the cashless agenda in Barbados. If you do not take this traded ID, 1, you can't vote. 2, you can't have a driver's license. 3, you cannot benefit from social services like health care, etc., etc. You will be cut off from the digital revolution, which is supposed to take Barbados into a fully cashless society. If you go to the polyclinic or some other government service and they ask you for your digital ID, you don't have it, well, you will not benefit from what is called Barbados. And this is what is coming down for Barbadians all over. Now, this digital payment system that is being rolled out by the Central Bank of Barbados is also attached to the African payment system, which is called PAPS. PAPS, the Pan-African Payment System. Hence the reason why so many Nigerians and other Africans are being allowed into Barbados and they are given these digital IDs and they are participating in this digital revolution. Now, this happens all across Africa. And what's interesting is that so many persons are kept in poverty because they've been excluded from this cashless agenda. We're also allowing the CARICOM nationals to come into Barbados as residents. And if you don't know, if you're a resident in Barbados for over 6 months, you are allowed to vote. So all of these people are coming to Barbados on your taxpayer dollars, and you're funding the government into this cashless agenda, and they will essentially exclude you if you choose not to participate in this new digital revolution, taking Barbados into a fully cashless society. So
if it can happen in Barbados, it can also happen here in Trinidad. Yeah? If it could happen in Barbados, don't think for a second that it wouldn't happen in Trinidad. Alright? Shalom, shalom, shalom. This is your brother Kahan from the GMS Prophetic Vibration Camp here in Trinidad with another edification through the power and spirit of Yahweh Baal Shem Yahushai. Okay, so first and foremost, Kal Halayam, Allah Hayanawa, Yahweh Baal Shem Yahushai, Baal Shem Kodash, Barakata, Yahweh Barakata Yahushai, Barakata, Yahweh Barakata Yahushai, Barakata, Yahweh Barakata Yahushai. Alright, so double honors unto the apostles, the bishops, the elders of Great Millstone that rule well. Double salutation unto the brothers, who preaching and teaching us truth through the four corners of the earth, risking their lives and the freedom to do so no more than ever. Shalom unto the speckled Israelites, and shalom unto the very few but faithful Akwat, which is the sisters that listen and learning. Yeah, as I say, if it can happen in Barbados, don't think for a second that it can't happen here in Trinidad. Alright, because it is going to happen. Alright, it is going to happen. So, as you could listen, this brother here, this guy here, this Jake here, speaking on Barbados fast tracking their digital system, that is actually geared towards going cashless, and everything being in a how we could put it, in a hive mind, everything under one a hive umbrella, I should say, and everything under one umbrella, pursuing to this digital system, and what have you, so forth. And as we've been saying, when they begin to roll these things out, if you're not a part of the system, if you're not bringing yourself to be integrated within the system, all right, you're going to be left out. Okay, you're going to be left out. And this is what we have been telling you all over the years, because it's a whole robust system that they're coming with, where everything is all tied into one. All right. And the thing about it, there's going to be stringent measures, draconian laws, draconian measures, that is going to be attached to this thing. All right. That is really to box you in. All right. That is really to box you in into getting into getting into this thing here. All right, into this system, this digitalized system, which is really the really leading. The main goal is the MOTB. All right, and that is going to prove and show that it really is a part of the system. All right, that MOTB. Now everything is gradualism, conditioning. All right. Right now, we're in the stage of gradualism and conditioning. So these IDs, okay, these digital IDs and what have you, so forth, for the time being, it will be on your phone. All right, for the time being, it will be on your devices. All right, your phone and what have you, so forth. That's so in that way you'll always have your ID on you, because here in Trinidad they're looking to here in Trinidad, just the other day, myself, brother, what's his name, brother, Imad, we both had done individual edifications on the Homeland Security Minister speaking on digital ID, that on IDs, that every citizen must have an ID on them at all time, on the person at all time. You understand? So there's where it is here. There's what we have been telling you all about. All right? There's what we have been telling you all about. Let's get to the scriptures. Bear with me. Yeah, let's get to the scriptures. This is Habakkuk chapter 2 and 1, where it reads, "And I will stand upon my watch and set me upon the tower, and will watch to see what he will say unto me, and what I shall answer when I am reproved. And the Lord answered me and said, Write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak, and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry." All right, and this is the time that we are living in here now. All right, where the vision is speaking. Okay, the vision is speaking. And what was that vision? What was that vision? That vision was Revelation chapter 13. Yeah, because this is the time that we are in right now. Revelation chapter 13 and verse 16, where it reads, "And he caused it all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name." All right. Now, as you heard for yourself, all right, as you heard for yourself, the Jake said what? If you don't have the ID, you will not be able to vote. You will not be able to get a driver's license. All right. A lot of things, you would be locked out from. Okay. It's going to reach to the point where what you wouldn't be able to buy food, to buy water, to buy other necessities. All right. He even spoke of you wouldn't be able to access public health care. All right. Because why? You're not in the system. You're not integrated within the system. All right. There's where it is. You will not be able to do no purchase. All right, you will not be able to do no purchase. There is what they're bringing it to, because why? They're all about making cash obsolete. All right. If the you see, if they continue to keep the cash, if they continue to keep the cash on the scene, you know, as we would say, it wouldn't the people, how I would put it, the people wouldn't if cash is still around, the people wouldn't really too much favor the digitalized system that the this the government is trying to is transitioning, from that analog system into a full digitalized system. The people wouldn't really go for it, because they're still having the cash around and whatnot. But if you put a system where a fully digital automated system that you know is fully digitalized and what have you, so forth, well then the people will have no choice, because the new legal tender, all right, the new legal tender will be the government issued CBDCs, all right. The government issues CBDCs, and your money, your tangible money, all right, it will be of no use, it will be of no value. So again, it's literally they're forcing you, all right, it's literally they are forcing you to the boxing you in. There's where it is. They're literally boxing you in. And you can see it's the same thing that they was doing with the antidote. You know, when the C-19 was on the scene throughout the four corners of the earth, in which they was forcing you in order to take that antidote, all right, or else you wouldn't be able to work, you wouldn't be able to this, you wouldn't be able to that, whatever the case may be. Now, that was a forerunner at that time. It was a forerunner. It was a forerunner. It was a testing ground for what we are seeing here now, for what the world is coming into here now. The world is entering into here now. There is where it is. And if you don't take it, you'll be ostracized. That is why when I go up to verse 15, all right, Revelation 13:15, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. All right? And when that word kill, let's see.
Strong's G 615, apartino.
All right? Apartino, which says to kill in any way, whatever, to destroy, to allow to perish. All right? To destroy, to allow to perish. All right? Metaphor to extinguish, abolish. Okay? To inflict mortal death, to deprive of spiritual life. Yeah, to deprive of spiritual life and procure eternal misery in hell. All right, so as you can see, there's different definitions this word is going into. Okay, and this is what they want to do, to deprive you of your sovereignty, all right, of your spiritual sovereignty and what have you, so forth, all right, and have you in eternal hell. When we say eternal hell, we're speaking about ostracized, not literal hell. It have no literal place called hell, all right. Is actually to have it in a deplorable, depressing, situation, or situation is not the word I want to use. Well, yeah, situation, but you know, condition. That is the word I wanted to say. Condition. A deplorable, distressing, all right, oppressing condition. All right. There is where it is here. Because they want you, what is actually, they want full control of you, and they want you to depend on them. All right. They want you to depend on them. There is where it is. And this is the means and measures in being able to control. And this is why I say again, you have to follow the money. Understanding the mark of the beast is understanding the money. You have to learn to follow the money. All right. And this is how they will be able to control the people. All right. This is how they will be able to control the people. By the taking away of their assets, their financial assets, their money. All right. By making that cash obsolete. Because remember, they are the ones that control the cash. They are the ones that produce the cash, print it, everything, distribute it. All right. Controls it. So when they take that away, because it is in the power of their hands, all right, because it is in the power of their hands, when they take that away, all right, they come about with the new system, you will have no choice but to fall in line if you want to be able to continue, all right, to survive in the system. If you so want to survive in this system, all right, you would have to go and you would have to abide by whatever policies that they come about with. There's where it is here. This is the roadmap being paid towards the MOTB. Because pretty soon, your ID will not be on you, but literally in you. There's where it is. All right, there's what it is. Your ID will not be no longer on you, but in you. That is why it says again, and he calls it all, both small and great, rich and poor, to receive a mark. All right? To receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. And if you do receive it, all right, if you do receive it, you will be out of the system. You will not benefit. All right? You will be living in hellish conditions. Which is what? You'll be deprived of of the necessities that you will need to survive. But hey, the elect of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahshua is going to be sustained. No matter what, the elect is going to be sustained. While the rest who was not of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahshua, or who is not of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahshua, all right, they will be the ones to feel the brunt. Because the Lord said on Isaiah 65, I think, and 13. Let's see if I can get that. I went to Isaiah 65, I believe. And 13. Isaiah 65 and 13, it reads. Let's see. Yeah, therefore, Isaiah 65 and 13, where it reads, therefore, thus saith the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahshua, behold, my servant shall eat, but he shall be hungry. Behold, my servant shall drink, but he shall be thirsty. Behold, my servant shall rejoice, but he shall be ashamed. Why? Because when the Lord had called, you all didn't want it to hear. All right? You all didn't want it to take heed. You understand? You all didn't want it to take heed. While the doors of repentance was yet still open. All right? It says, behold, my servant shall Sing for joy of heart, but ye shall cry for sorrow of heart, and shall howl for vexation of spirit. Alright? This is what it is here. Yeah? Yeah? That's why the scripture says, Proverbs 23 or 22 and 1 3, boy. Yeah, Proverbs 22 and 3, where it reads, A prudent man foreseeth the evil and hideth himself, but the simple passes on and are punished. Alright? Because we have been warning you all and telling you all and showing you all what is actually coming down the pipe. Alright? And it's like, you all could care less. You so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans, you all could care less of what is about to take place, what is about to come down. Yeah? You all could care less. And that's why all you Jake Shaw, the four corners of the earth, is going to pursue into Revelation 3 and 10. Pursue into Revelation 3 and 10. Alright, where it reads, Because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation, which is who this is speaking of. This is speaking of the elect. Alright? This is speaking of the elect, which shall come upon all the world. That there's a particular temptation that is going to come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. Alright? The whole earth is going to be forced to make a very grave decision in the very, very, very near future, because there's an infrastructure that is set up. There's an infrastructure that is put in place, that is there. There's an infrastructure that is there, that is already put in place, that is going to force the people to have to make a decision, and what are they going to do? Pursuant to the draconian measures that is being put forth. Alright? This is what it is. And it's very enticing. It's very, very enticing. Alright? It's very enticing. Because again, the boxing you're in. As much as the boxing you're in, they're putting out certain things to make you think it's for your benefit, healthcare, better healthcare, faster, quicker transactions, whatnot, so forth. And all these things, but it's really and truly is a trap. It's a trap that they are setting for you, a snare. And a lot of people is going to fall into that snare. Hey, a lot of new Jakes who is in Israel is going to fall for that snare. Because why? Your leaders is not teaching you the truth pursuant to what the MOTB actually is. So a lot of you all is going to fall into that trap. Because after all, you have been taught that the RFID microchip is not the MOTB. So, what else? This is where it is here, man. This is what is coming down the pipe, man. And just as it's happening in Barbados right now, it's going to come all the way down to Trinidad. It's going to come to Jamaica. It's going to come to Haiti. It's going to come to it's going to come to Grenada. It's going to come to Guyana. It's going to come all through North, South, Central America, all where Jake is. It's going to come to England. Yeah? It's going to come to Holland. It's going to come to all the world, through the four corners of the earth, man. This is where it is. And this is just shows how closer and closer we is to the coming of our Lord, our Redeemer, Yahweh Shai, Hamashiach. Alright? This is hey. That's why we ought to pray for a few days, man. That's why the Lord, the Lord will shorten the days for the elect's sake. Because we're living in a time, a time as the earth has never seen before, where all evil is just upon the face of the earth. Days where it is here. Hey, so I hope you all are edified, through the power and spirit of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahshua. I'll leave you all here now because I have to go and get ready. I have to go and get ready to go on the plantation. Yeah, but this is what is coming down the pipe. Alright, so this is your brother Kahan from the GMS Prophetic Vibration Camp here in Trinidad, signing out. Saying, Kal Halayam La Alahayanawa Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahshua Ba'ashim Ka'akodash. Barakata, Yahweh Barakata, Yahushai, Barakata, Yahweh Barakata, Yahushai, Barakata, Yahweh Barakata, Yahushai. Double honors on two. The apostles, the bishops, the elders, a great milestone that will well. Salutation unto the brothers who preaching and teaching the truth through the four corners of the earth. Risking their lives and their freedom to do so no more than ever. Shalom unto the speckled bird Israelites, shalom unto the very few but faithful Akwad. Until then, we say shalom, 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 shalom.